Welcome back, everyone, to Sean's show, guys. Give it up for yourselves, guys. How are you doing? I'm here with Alex behind the keys.
What's going on?
How are you doing, Alex?
I'm good.
Guys, that's excellent. That's excellent. We have an excellent show for you. I've been on the road all week, working hard to defend democracy and stand up for this beautiful nation of these United States of America. And I'm back in the studio, and I can't wait to share all of the wonderful news in this excellent country that we have with all of you beautiful people. I'm on my 9th cup of coffee. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I am working so tremendously hard for you. I was in Maine. I was in Portland, Maine, working very hard. I was doing comedy. I also went door to door. I was in door. You hear that? I was door knocking for my new senator, your new senator of Maine, the one and only Graham Platner. Guys, give it up for Graham Platner. Guys, Graham, we are obviously huge supporters of Graham Platner on the show. I was a little bit skeptical about Graham Platner, and then I learned that he worked at Blackwater and was at Abu Ghraib. And once I learned that Graham Platner was at Abu Ghraib, then I immediately became a huge fan of him. Here's the thing, and I said this last week, and I'm glad that he won. I'm glad that he won. Because let's make one thing totally clear about Graham Platner. A Democrat who was at Abu Ghraib is still better than a dumb Suzanne Collins bitch Republican cunt. I've said it once and I'll say it again, and I'm a feminist. I'm saying that as a feminist. Graham Platner, so what? You know what? Everyone's trying to defend Graham Platner's record. I'm not even going to defend it. I don't care. I'm going to say it. If he will give the people of Maine health care, then I mean, unfortunately, maybe you know what people need to realize? I've been thinking about this a lot. People need to wake up and realize that the world is messy. People are messy. We're all human beings. And it's important that we're honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves and the American left, we have to realize that in order to get universal health care, in order to get a world where we're not sending billions of dollars to Israel to bomb hospitals in Gaza, and in order to get a world where the billionaires are nailed to crucifixes, if you want a world where we can crucify the billionaires, metaphorically and literally, but metaphorically, then if you want universal health care, it may only be able to be delivered to you by someone who tortured people at Abu Ghraib. I am not perfect. No one's perfect. Look, guys, I think when it comes to Graham Platner, it's really important that we remember that sometimes in order to stack some cash, you have to be a soldier of fortune. Guys, let's remember something. Judge not, lest ye be judged. That's Platner 31:22. That's in the Bible. He's a biblical figure. That's in Graham's, which is the New Testament. That sounds like a Kanye West album. I'm on that new shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Platner, 2233 from the New Testament. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Disciple of Christ, Graham Platner tortured people at Abu Ghraib, allegedly, maybe not. We don't know. I believe it was actually the case that he was at Abu Ghraib, but he wasn't there during the time at which there was that scandal. Calling it a scandal is a little bit too light. It was a torture facility. And here's the thing. I'm glad he won. Guys, here's the thing. Let's not remember that the whole idea of democracy is the lesser of the evils. So all of this rhetoric against Graham Platner, where is all the hit? Can I ask a question? Where are all the hit pieces on Suzanne Collins? Where are the Suzanne Collins hit pieces? I don't know anything about her. All I know, and here's the thing, that you know what? Graham Platner should really be grateful that he's getting this much coverage. He should be so grateful that the media, if I were Graham Platner, I would be elated that people were accusing me of torturing people at Abu Ghraib, because that means you're in the press. That's how you win an election. The way to actually win an election is to get the people talking about your ex-girlfriends that say you are a bad guy. I didn't hear anything about Suzanne Collins, and she lost. But anyway, guys, so we have a lot to get to. We have a lot to get to. All of our favorite guys. You know, this is gonna be a good episode because all of our favorite guys got on camera. I love that. I love it when all my favorite guys, they get on camera and they talk to New York Times and they talk to the Wall Street Journal and they talk to CNBC. We have videos from all of our favorite guys. We have a video. We have Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, one of our favorite guys, Jimmy Donaldson, we're gonna watch a little bit of a thing about him. So much to get to. Alex Karp did an interview with CNBC. We are going to talk about the SpaceX IPO. We're going to talk about it all. The updates, the revelations, all happening on Sean Show, seanshow.com. Actually, I don't have that domain. Patreon.com/Sean Show. I have to buy that, actually. What if I've been saying seanshow.com and it's like a dark web fucking weapons? Oh, it's okay. Maybe we should buy it. I'll look into that. Can't be reached. I'm about to buy that shit. Okay. So yeah, hope you're doing good. We have a lot to get to. Review the show on Spotify. You hate hearing it. I hate saying it, but I have to say it because this is still financed by my dad. This whole show is financed by my dad. Please save my father from endlessly throwing money at the show. He listens to the show. Hi, Dad. He does, actually. Okay, so yeah, Graham Platner wins, and you know, I think this is a lesson in stopping this. Like, and other people have said this too, but one of the reasons I think that we're not pushing this legislation forward, that I think we all agree is important, is because not only that is what's kind of shitty, and again, as a guy on the left, I'm saying this as a self-criticism. It is a little bit shitty that we have moral purity tests for leftist politicians. I'm not saying that we should just elect any old guy. Or woman. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, it's important that we have politicians that are at least sort of qualified. Which is isn't that hilarious that like that's where we're at? That's all like I think first, fundamentally, I think we just have to take a step back and we have to remember that anyone that wants to be a politician is a narcissist and they are a bad person. And people on the right, I think the Republicans have accepted that long ago. Republicans long ago, I think, accepted that anyone who is going to go into politics, fundamentally a bad person. You don't have empathy. You can't win as a politician if you have empathy. Everyone that is... Guys, I had some friends in high school. I had this friend named Ethan in high school. And he was like a sleaze bag. He was a smooth talking sleaze bag. And he wanted to go into politics. And I think about a world where a guy like that governs others, and it makes me want to kill myself. I think about a world where my friend Ethan is mayor of San Francisco. God help us. Because think about all these politicians when they're in high school. They're the worst type of guys. They're in student government. Humans, we're all the same. Student government. The people that are in student government We all hate them. We all hate the people that like run for class president. And who are those people when they get older? Those are the people that want to run for president in real life, or they go into government in real life. They are bad people. So I think if we want to get healthcare, if Americans, if we want universal healthcare, if we want things to happen for us, we have to accept that it will be delivered to us on a silver platter by someone who was at Abu Ghraib for political reasons, but to move up the ladder. See, here's what you fucking people don't understand. Here's what you fucking people don't understand. In order for someone to run a political campaign where they publicly call what's happening in Palestine a genocide, to stand up to Israel, it almost certainly is going to be someone who operated in that ecosystem to get it disillusioned with it. And that's Grant Platner. You know, I'm not condoning torture at Abu Ghraib. You know, I'm not. But if the alternative is Suzanne Collins, a woman who's been in government since she was 12 years old, an incumbent senator, no one needs an incumbent senator for 5. If you serve 5 terms in the Senate, you are a war criminal. Suzanne Collins is a bigger war criminal than Grant Platner. Hey, that's you haven't heard that anywhere else. Suzanne Collins is a bigger war criminal than Grant Platner. Sure, Grant Platner, I'll give it to you that maybe he killed some civilians overseas. I'll give that to you. But Suzanne Collins, can we confirm this? I believe Suzanne Collins takes AIPAC money. Is that correct? Can we look up Suzanne Collins AIPAC? My. Throw that on the screen, Alex. My. That's 6 my's for 6 digits of corruption. 6 digits of cash that Suzanne Collins took from AIPAC. So let's go back. Let's back up a little bit. Let's just back up a little bit and let's address, for everyone that is calling Grant Platner a war criminal, I want to back up a little bit. Let's not forget what the situation was. You were choosing between 2 war criminals. I'm sorry. If you were in Maine and you voted, your choices were 2 war criminals. And the question is, which is the war criminal that you trust more? I'm sorry, but that was your choice. I didn't make the rules. That's just what happened. So the question is, who's a bigger war criminal? Suzanne Collins, who took $647,758 from AIPAC and voted most likely on legislation that helped push Israeli colonization in the Middle East on an institutional level? Or Grant Platner, who was, who worked for Blackwater. Maybe he went over there and he mowed down a couple civilians that were playing soccer. I'm sorry. It's not fun or funny to say that. It's fucking fucked up. But I trust a damaged, shattered ex-Marine or whatever he was. Isn't it insane? I fucking hate this country so much where it's at now. I am so frustrated with the state of American elections where if you are voting for senator in Maine, you have to decide between someone who's actively helping and facilitating a genocide in Gaza, or a guy who did do who was killing civilians in Afghanistan and now is woken up to the fact that was actually a bad idea. And that's tough. It's tough to cast a vote in Maine. I was door knocking, and that's why I was in Maine. I was door knocking, and I was being honest with people. I'd say, hey, are you voting for Senate in Maine? And they go, yeah. And I go, oh, have you decided who you're going to vote for the Senate in Maine? And a lot of people went up to me and they go, Sean, I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I want to vote for Graham Platner, but I'm a little bit worried about his past military misadventures. That was me. If you're just listening, it's a guy. He's knocking on doors. I went out and I shook some hands. And I said, have you voted? I went, hello? Hi. Have you decided which war criminal you're going to vote for? Have you decided what war criminal you're going to vote for yet? They're both war criminals. The difference is Suzanne Collins is a war criminal on a, like, Suzanne Collins is more like Goebbels or Hitler. And Graham Platner, I would say, is more like, this is fucked. More like a level 1 Nazi. He's not. And that's the thing, you guys, is like, yes, and there's so much misinformation about there. There's so many people talking about, was he outside Abu Ghraib or was he in there? That's like the big contentious point is like, was Graham Platner outside Abu Ghraib and just kind of like didn't know what was going on, or was it something maybe more sinister? We really don't know, but this was an obvious choice. This was an obvious choice. And also, let's just stop with, I think we need to stop with like the moral grandstanding of like, oh, I don't want to cast a vote for anyone that killed a civilian. I'm really, really sorry to say this, you guys. I'm sorry to say this. If you are reserving your vote for people that are not war criminals, you will never cast another vote in your whole life. I'm sorry. I wish it weren't that way. Or you can vote third party, which I'm not saying you shouldn't do. I don't know, you guys. I'm glad that he won. Do I wish that someone had run for the Senate in Maine who didn't work at Blackwater? Of course. Of course, I wish that the guy didn't work at Blackwater. Of course, I wish that it was just a guy with a better record. But it's time to be an adult. It's time to vote for the ex-Blackwater Democrat. It's time to cast your vote for the ex-Blackwater. He is a Democrat, though. On paper, he sounds like Dick Cheney. On paper, Graham Platner sounds like Dick Cheney. He was a veteran, went overseas, did multiple tours overseas, then worked as a contracted soldier, a mercenary, and went overseas on spec. That's a Hollywood term. He went overseas. They gave him a spec on. He went to another country on spec, and he, hey, I'd rather vote for a guy that did all this shit and got. It's actually, I don't understand how people can't vote for Platner, or people that are hating on Platner. Let me just try to let me just help you guys try to see the light. Do you want to vote for a guy who did all this shit? Maybe he's a little fucked up, but he got disillusioned with it, and he fucking realized that what he was doing was he was working and got brainwashed by a bunch of evil shit. Or do you want to vote for Suzanne Collins, who is still brainwashed, or maybe not, or she's either way, she's fucking taking AIPAC money and she's fucking she's a bigger war criminal. That's what I'm trying to say. So, anyway, we'll move on. I hope that our elections can be between better people in the future. But I think we need to just, if we want to move here's the thing. We got to kick the ball in the right direction. Okay? And sometimes I've been watching the NBA finals. Sometimes the best you can do is a lateral pass. Sometimes all you can do is play great defense. And voting for Platner it's a lateral move. You know, it's not the game-winning three. Platner getting elected, it's not winning this finals. Platner getting elected, it's not winning, it's not Nixon 4, okay? But it is a win. And sometimes you have to put your best foot forward. You have to swallow your pride, and you have to vote for a guy that executed children. Problem. Sometimes you have to vote for a guy that said that he loves to kill. You know, and because guys, that's all it is. You have to swallow your pride. You have to vote for the Abu Ghraib man. Okay? Because that's what's going to get you to the election where you maybe have better choices. Okay? And that's all we can do. You understand? That's all we can do. You know, and why is this stuff so important? Well, it's important because the billionaires of the world continue to fuck us. You know, the billionaires of the world continue to just fuck and ravage the government for its resources and lobby the government for more political power. And so that's the bigger picture. I'm not voting for Platner because I like that he's a war criminal. I'm voting for him because hopefully he helps steal power back from Mr. Beast, who's a bigger war criminal than anyone. You want to talk about a guy? Hey, you want to talk about a guy that tortures innocent people? Let's bring up this Mr. Beast interview. Because Mr. Beast, okay, Graham Platner, is he a war criminal? Maybe. Does he torture people? Has he tortured people? Maybe. But you know who tortures people on camera? Mr. Beast. And we lie, and everyone loves Mr. Beast. And Mr. Beast has created his own Abu Ghraib. It's the Beast Games is Abu Ghraib. The Beast Games is the modern Gen Z Abu Ghraib. Mr. Beast has built an empire on simulated Gitmo. Mr. Beast is creating he's creating a Hollywood version of Gitmo. This is like Hunger Games in real life. It's like he literally copied. If you want to know who's a guy that you cannot trust, it's Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast saw Squid Games and then said, I like that. Mr. Beast saw Squid Games, which is a show about how the ultra 0.001% powerful people in the world dehumanize the rest of us and literally look at us like animals and cattle for our entertainment. And Mr. Beast saw Squid Games, which is a commentary on how the elites view the rest of the world as animals, as cattle, and all these human beings as expendable. He saw that show and said, I want to make that real. He said, I like that show. My favorite part about that show is when all the poor people started to stab each other with knives. And since we can't do that, I'm just going to do a version. I'm going to get as close as I can to the Squid Games with it being legal. You know? And anyone, you know, now he's going full super. Mr. Beast is going like full super villain. He's going to IPO. He has a whole production company now. He has private equity. He has a CFO or a, you know, we saw him at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, which is where all the Epstein class goes to drink wine in Manhattan. And And Mr. Beast is there's one thing about Mr. Beast is he is an excellent marketer. I don't know how Mr. Beast got anywhere with his face. Mr. Beast is one of the ugliest looking motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. And I know what I look like, guys. I know what I look like. I know I'm not the hottest looking guy. Mr. Beast is one of the most disgusting, sick people I've ever had the displeasure to, like, he makes my eyes bleed. And then he talks and my ears start bleeding. He's evil incarnate. He's evil incarnate. And look at that. Look at that. He's dreamy. He's so dreamy. Look at his smile. He's just a fucking little fuck. He's a little fuck. And by the way, guys, breaking news. Mr. Beast is actually poor. Did you guys know that? So let's watch this interview. Mr. Beast did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and I didn't know this, guys. I don't know. Did you guys know this? I didn't realize Mr. Beast is actually poor. I didn't know that. Let's take a look.
Talking about my personal finances because no one ever believes anything I say because they're like, you're a billionaire. I'm like, that's net worth. I have negative money right now. I'm borrowing money. That's how little money I have.
Okay, stop. Hey, Mr. Beast. Hey, Jimmy. How stupid do you think we are? How stupid do you think the average person is? No, I'm asking because I think that you think that we're all just these stupid fucks. And we're just supposed to all just take that at face value. He goes, I don't know. People don't believe anything I say. I wonder why, Jimmy. Hey, I wonder why no one believes anything you say. Maybe it's because you're a lying little fuck loser. Maybe it's because you're a narcissistic psychopath that films, that makes poverty content, that makes poverty, the poverty games. No one believes anything I say. No one believes any. It's so weird. Like, I actually have negative money. He goes, you're asking about my personal finances and my net worth. It's like, yeah, I'm a billionaire, but I actually have negative money right now. Jimmy, I'm asking you to be a little bit honest. I'm actually borrowing money. Yeah, Jimmy, we know. You want to know why you're borrowing money? It's because your accountant said that that's how you could reduce your taxable income and avoid paying capital gains on your wealth. So you have negative money. Mr. Beast just said he has negative money. As he runs games where he gives away millions and look at this photo. He's standing on a pile of cash. I actually have negative money in my bank account. Yeah, we know, because you have a whole room full of cash that you sleep on. And you probably have sex with. He is literally like Scrooge McDuck. All these billionaires, they want you to think that they're poor and that they're not different from you. Let's make it abundantly clear that you will never be as wealthy as Mr. Beast. In all likelihood. And hey, I hope you do get that wealthy. By the way, I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just saying that these guys are experts at pretending to be poor. They're obsessed with this idea that they're like the average guy. You're talking about my net worth. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we are talking about your net worth, Mr. Beast. That's exactly what we're talking about. Yeah, well, sure, I'm a billionaire on paper. Yeah, that's called that. Yeah. I'm a billionaire on paper, but if I sold my company, I may only make $700 million. Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Jimmy. Thank you. And they just think, and it's let's keep watching this because he makes me so sick. He really does make me so sick.
All right.
Mr. Beast. May I call you Jimmy?
Of course.
You started creating at 13 and built the world's largest YouTube channel, and you turned that into a multi-billion-dollar valued company. Where does the name Mr. Beast come from?
I wish I had a better story for how I came up with the name Mr. Beast, but there's a thing called an Xbox Live gamer tags. I just hit random generate name, and it gave me Mr. Beast 6000. And then eventually I just dropped the 6,000. That's how I got the name.
On that note, who or what inspired you to start Mr. Beast 6000 back in 2012?
Back then, we just didn't have much. My parents lost everything in 2008 and went bankrupt. And so there's this YouTube channel that I promise not a single person watching this would recognize named Woody's Gamertag. And he was just playing Call of Duty. He was uploading it. And he mentioned that he made $100,000 in a year off of it. I was like, wow. I could make YouTube videos and be able to take care of my mom and provide for her. This guy's making multiples of my mom's yearly salary off of YouTube videos. What? That's when I was just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a YouTuber or die trying. Once it clicked in my head, it was an actual job. I was like, this is what I want.
What's something that people might not expect about the process?
Okay, can you stop it? So Mr. Beast is doing this interview to try and humanize himself to you. And he goes, yeah, I started from humble beginnings and I just wanted to take care of my mom. And what's really exciting about what we do now is I torture other people's moms to take care of my mom. That's what something about this idea of just making content and creating. I'm super excited. I make content and I create and it's just so fun to be able to put a bunch of human beings in different rooms and film them and sort of deprive them of resources. One thing I've always, ever since I was born, I've always had this idea that it'd be really fun to film humans starving and fighting each other and then making that a show. I said, what, I saw Squid Games and I said, what if that was real? I saw Squid Games and I was so interested in Squid Game and I was like, what if I made a real version of Squid Game where all of these moms could get in the Squid Game and fight each other and knock each other out and lie? And what if I made a world where all these human beings are deceitful and I made them lie to each other and the best liar makes $100,000? I said, what if I made a game where all these poor people have to lie to each other and the guy that's the best at deception makes money? Wouldn't that be cool? And then I was able to take care of my mom. Hey, Jimmy, fuck your mom. I don't care about your mom. And I also don't care that your family went bankrupt in the 2008 crisis. You want to know why? Because you're about to be one of the guys that causes the next crisis. All right, I know that you're anyone that wealthy, you got your hands in a bunch of little pies and pots. I know you have some of your money in a special purpose vehicle. You are a limited partner in a private equity fund. Okay, Jimmy is not like us. They not like us. They are not like us. Okay? And the only reason that these guys do interviews is either for marketing their businesses or they want to get into politics. And I would not be surprised if Mr. Beast ran for president. I would not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if someday Mr. Beast ran for president. And if Mr. Beast ran for office, he'd be taking APAC money. If Mr. Beast ran for president, you know that if Mr. Beast ran for president, he's taking $1 million cut, signed, sealed, and delivered check wired from Benjamin Netanyahu himself. He would change his name to Mr. Benjamin. He would change his name to Mr. Benjamin Netanyahu. He would film some shit in Israel. All right? I mean, the type of stuff, the type of shit that this guy is into, it should raise a lot of red flags. We should all be very scared of this man. And I'm very upset that a guy like this, Also, can we talk about the entertainment that he creates? The entertainment that this guy creates is the most bottom of the barrel. The only thing worse is Tony Hinchcliffe's new comedy special. Talk about, if you want me to rank some of the worst pieces of media on earth, top 3 worst pieces of media on earth ever created. In third place, we have Joe Rogan's Burn the Boats. Second place, we have Beast Games. And then number 1, which just came out, go check it out, Tony Hinchcliffe's new special. If you know, you know. I just watched it. One of the most insane pieces of media I've ever had the displeasure of listening to. Oh yeah. All right, we can't become Red Bar. We can't become Red Bar. Alex, I have to restrain myself.
He's a political figure these days, though.
He is. He's in the purview of Sean's show. Let's watch this interview with Mr. Beast. Tony Hinchcliffe is a fucking loser.
Oh boy. Well, the thing is, every video we do is different, right? Well, one video, I spend 7 days in an abandoned city. The next video, it's comparing the world's cheapest hotel room towards the most expensive hotel room in the world. At the end of the day, we just have some of the greatest people in the world here and some of the smartest and most creative people. And, you know, a lot of it is I lean on them. Like, I don't come up with every idea anymore.
I heard earlier that you start with the thumbnail and the title of the video.
Yeah.
If you could give this video that we're making right now a thumbnail and title, what would they be?
Horrible question. Who cares?
Gotta be careful because you're going to use what I say. What would get the most clicks would probably be something like Mr. Beast shares his hidden secrets to YouTube, or maybe just Mr. Beast opens up about things he's never before. Something like that where it's a little vague.
Okay, stop it.
It creates...
You know, hey, Mr. Beast, I actually have a better title for you. Mr. Beast admits torturing guy in Gitmo-like room for 7 days. Which, by the way, you should look it up. I'm not even joking. There's a very interesting video where there was this guy who did this Mr. Beast video and it never actually came out. I believe he was actually like an LA comedian. Where they had this guy stay in a room for, I believe, I don't know how long it was, but the lights never went off. And there was like a treadmill and there was food. And it was basically just like, how long can this guy stay in this room before he goes crazy? And I believe they never released the video because it turns out that that's actually against the Geneva Convention. So, Mr. Beast, a better thumbnail for this interview would be Mr. Beast admits torturing LA comedian for multiple days. You know, and I do want to zoom out here because why, you know who I blame for Mr. Beast's success? I blame Silicon Valley, because Silicon Valley has created an economy. Silicon Valley companies, YouTube, fuck YouTube, bro. I know I'm on YouTube. And again, I'm self-aware enough to realize I have to use these platforms in order to operate the show and make some money. I'm not an idiot, okay? I'm self-aware enough to realize that. But I'm trying my best to fight against the forces. And what are the forces? The forces are all of these incentives and money, these incentives. The entire Silicon Valley has created an entertainment ecosystem that rewards controversy and it rewards the worst shit. It rewards stuff that Mr. Beast is the apex of garbage, junk, brain rot, trash content. And it's been enabled by all of these apathetic Silicon Valley entrepreneurs that go, well, you know, what if we made a platform where you can upload videos and get paid? And they don't think about the consequences. They don't think about what it means or what it would do or how it's going to affect media and art. They don't think about that. It's actually a very crazy, apathetic world that we live in where where you just upload shit, and Mr. Beast is what happens when you create an ecosystem that optimizes for clicks. And all Mr. Beast does is he makes shit that's optimized for holding your attention and nothing more. And it turns out that that kind of content is bad. And you know what I love when I watch stuff? You know what I've always really wished is that, whenever I watch something, I go, I wish that the thumbnail was better. Whenever I watch stuff, I go, I wish there was more content that was created where they think of the thumbnail and the title first and then do the stuff. And to pull back the curtain on this show a little bit, guys, we don't think of the thumbnail and the title first. Just so you know, at Sean Show, that comes last. Okay? And it barely happens. We are barely thinking about optimizing. If anything, I'm not. If anything, I think of a title that makes you not want to click out of spite. I almost make my shit so unengaging and unclickable out of spite for Mr. Beast and his entire existence. Meanwhile, this guy goes, what would get the most clicks is I put a bunch of people I got people ages 1 to 100 and I put them all in a big warehouse and then I starved them. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll click on that. Let's keep watching this interview. I love peeling back the curtain on these psychos. They're psychos. He's a psycho.
That, like, whoa, what is this? I need to hear what he says. And then the intro, though, you really have to reaffirm whatever the title is, because your title and thumbnail sets expectations.
I don't care.
What people click on. And if the expectations aren't matched, then people are going to click off, and then YouTube will stop promoting it.
Your Squid Game in real life video is one of the most viewed non-music videos on YouTube.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
What was the hardest part of pulling off?
Well, the hardest part pulling off is we did it in 30 days. I think it was a $4 million video, like $4 million on a single YouTube video with those monster of sets. Was just unheard of. So that was like the first time anyone had really poured that much money and that much time and that much effort into a single video. It was pretty scary.
Something else that sounds scary is spending 7 days buried alive. Mm-hmm. What was the scariest moment for you during that shoot?
Oh, that's easy. The scariest moment was definitely when, don't ask why, but the coffin's like kind of like this, obviously. I turned around in the coffin and I kind of got stuck like this. So this is the coffin stuck here. And I almost started panicking. But then after like 6 or 7 seconds, I was able to get out and get unstuck. But I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm stuck like this, I'm going to lose my mind.
How do psychological challenges like that one and the solitary confinement challenge compare to the physical stunts you've pulled off?
That's a great question. Look at you. I don't usually
what?
But I've been
look at you
honing my mental toughness.
Condescending little fuck.
Even,
look at you.
When I counted to 100,000 on a YouTube video, like that was horrible. That was 40 hours of counting. I didn't want to do it. That was miserable. But I've done.
No
so
one wants
many
to watch
really,
it either.
Really miserable, hard things. Being buried alive multiple times, 7 days of solitary confinement, 7 days on a deserted island, 7 days here, 7 days there. It's like a muscle. You just kind of train yourself to get used to like not being afraid. When you get that feeling of this sucks, quit, don't do this, this isn't fun, you like build a tolerance of like, it is what it is. I always enjoy when I finish those projects because I'm like, I did that. I did the thing
all right.
that I could do that I didn't think I could.
All right. Mr. Beast, you know what you've built a tolerance for? Torturing other people. Yeah, I've built a tolerance to like, just like doing things that are really hard, like telling people that their time at the company's over and laying off people. So that's fun. So Mr. Beast continues his reign of terror. But we have a lot of other shit to get to. So, what I really, we have to talk about, Elon. So guys, Elon Musk is another one of these. Speaking of billionaires, we have Elon. Elon Musk is his company SpaceX is IPOing, and people are speculating that Elon Musk may be the world's first trillionaire with a T. And this is from the Wall Street Journal. Musk's This is a headline. We have Musk looks to an army of loyalists to help make him a trillionaire. I mean, I never really thought I'd ever say that sentence, but here we are, guys. Elon Musk, SpaceX is IPOing, and they're going to go public, and they're as I've talked about, they're like bending the rules of the IPO so that it's easier for all of the SpaceX shareholders to liquidate and dump the stock onto you. That is actually what's going on. What's actually going on with the SpaceX IPO is they're going to go public, and they're bending the rules of public offerings so that it's easier for all the SpaceX shareholders who are paper billionaires. And as soon as they're able to do it, mark my words, a lot of them are going to sell that. They're going to sell that shit. And who's going to buy it? It's every autistic dumb fuck on Reddit that thinks that now is the time to get into SpaceX. Guys, now is not the time to get into SpaceX. I'm not sure if you know anything about investing. Now is not the time. And they're brainwashing everyone into thinking, oh, I got to get in early. It's $1 trillion company. This is not an early investment. Guys, SpaceX, it's not, this is the time to sell, not to buy. Okay? And the hype around it, sure, it may go up initially, and they'd even love that because they could sell it for an even higher price. You understand? But let's scroll down and see if there's anything juicy in this article, because in this Wall Street Journal article. So yeah, he's going to be the first. I mean, I just want to read this because it's just absolutely insane. Yeah, we can read. This is perfect. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. On Friday, the SpaceX stock ticker is expected to make its debut. Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I had a lot of espresso. Sometimes I get a little bit excited. On Friday, the SpaceX stock ticker is expected to make its debut in the biggest initial public offering of all time. Musk plans to raise close to $75 billion in a deal that could make him the world's first trillionaire. But don't worry, guys. Hey, but don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Elon Musk is going to be a trillionaire. And you know what? If you work hard, maybe someday you can have a mortgage on a home in Ohio. And that's what America's all about. America is all about worshiping the ultra wealthy and living vicariously through them. You know what's more important than having your own wealth is helping make Elon Musk a trillionaire. That's how a lot of Americans think. A lot of Americans, they go, you know what? I may not have health care, but if I can make Elon Musk a trillionaire, then I'll die happy. That's how a lot of you dumb fucks think. You go, you know what? Did I go to college? No. Am I addicted to fentanyl? Maybe. Am I a fentanyl addict because I was prescribed an opioid because I had I have chronic pain, and the system, I was prescribed an opioid, and then the prescription ended, and I was addicted to it, and I got addicted to fentanyl? Maybe. Is my sports team losing? Maybe. Yes. But you know what's important is that a guy that saluted Hitler is going to be a trillionaire. A guy that, we really, is it just super upsetting to anyone else that a guy that saluted Hitler is going to be the first trillionaire? Is that like clocking? Is that crazy to anyone else? Of all the people to become the first trillionaire, it really had to be this fucking guy, didn't it? It really had to be the son of a of an emerald mine. I don't even know the word. It really had to be the son of an emerald mine owner in South Africa. People, it's whether it be Elon or Mr. Beast, all of these billionaires, they try to talk about their past as if they came from these really humble beginnings. Maybe Mr. Beast did come from humble beginnings. Elon Musk most certainly did not. Donald Trump most certainly did not come from humble beginnings. Elon Musk talks about how he built his companies from nothing. Your dad owned an emerald mine that was operated by kids, presumably. And now he gets to be a trillionaire, and he loves Mein Kampf. And Elon Musk loves Hitler, and allegedly. Let's just give this guy. Let's just make Elon Musk supreme. Let's just cut to the fucking chase. Let's make Elon Musk the supreme leader, God, king of the world. I know that's what you guys want, right? Let's just trust him with the future of the human race, because it seems like that's what we're doing. Let's just trust Elon Musk. I don't know how anyone can have any trust in this man anymore, but somehow we do. Let's just give him all of our social security numbers. Let's give him everything. Can we go back to the article? I want to keep reading. So, over the past few years, individual investors have coalesced into a market-moving force, upending hedge fund bets, salvaging struggling companies, and sending favorite stocks straight to the moon. Total volume for both retail stock and options trades reached new records in May. Okay. We don't really care about that. Can you keep going down? I'll keep going down. So all these retail investors are super excited about this. And all of, and again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I don't know for sure that SpaceX is going to collapse, but I'm 99.9% sure. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But either way, I guarantee you, all of these people that have private stock in SpaceX, they are crossing their fingers and they are praying to Molech, Satan, that they can dump their stock onto the retail investors. That is what this is set up to be. Financial firms are responding with similar enthusiasm. A Merrill Lynch office in Houston held an information meeting about the SpaceX IPO for clients last week. Individual traders are expected to play a crucial, though risky, role in powering a double-digit jump on listing day. We'll see. Tesla's up a little bit since their IPO. Meta and Uber are down. So it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Guys, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Here, let me just zoom out here a little bit, because the reason I want to focus on this is because this IPOs, the whole economy is set up in such a way that most people, and there's this thing, and I know about this because I wanted to work in venture capital. I happen to want to be a bad guy. So the whole investing ecosystem is set up so that if you're an average person, you don't get the opportunity to experience this massive gain in wealth. In fact, there's this thing, it's called being an accredited investor. And what that means is it's a requirement. If you want to invest in private companies, you need to effectively already be rich. And what this means, accredited investor, I don't know what the actual rule is. I think you have to what does that say, Alex? You gotta have $1 million, or Sorry, before you read it, if you guys don't know, you have to be an accredited investor to invest in private companies. And if you don't know, the definition of an accredited investor is being in the Epstein files. Okay. What's the real definition?
Well, this definition is just circular. It's just saying someone who's allowed to invest in private companies.
The definition is fuck you. It's just like the definition of accredited investor is you're not. I think it's like you need $1 million in cash.
Over $200,000 for an individual, over 300, and then you have to have net worth exceeding. That's income. A yearly income has to be over 200,000, and then a net worth of over $1 million.
So that's the bare minimum financial situation you have to be in order to invest in private companies, right? And the reason they have it set up this way is because they don't want you to invest in private companies like SpaceX. They want you to invest in, here's how it works. They don't want you to invest in SpaceX in the Series A round when it's a private company. They want you to invest in the IPO so that the real rich people can dump their stock at a crazy high valuation onto you. They don't want you to be allowed to invest until it's too late. They don't want you to be allowed to invest until they IPO, and it's all designed. It's all designed to make you poorer. This entire thing, the SpaceX IPO is our PSYOP of the week. SpaceX IPO. This is a PSYOP to make you poor. Okay? You think if you think now is the time to get into the SpaceX stock, I'm promise you a better investment would be to buy fentanyl and inject it. If you're thinking about investing in the SpaceX IPO, I'm encouraging you to think twice, and a better use of your money would be to buy Coke and just fucking rail the Coke and go get a job. You will have a better lifestyle. Because this stock is just a bunch of venture capitalists and hedge fund frat bros that went to Harvard that are going to dump this stock onto you, and you're going to be left holding the bag. And that's how the world works. That's how the world works. Okay? Don't fall for this bullshit. Please do not fall for this bullshit, you guys. It's bullshit. But what if it goes up, Sean? You don't know. What if, you're just telling me that and I bet you're going to buy SpaceX stock. I'm fucking betting against it. The moment SpaceX goes public, I'm betting against this motherfucker. And I'll do it live on Sean's show. Actually, that's a lie. I won't. I need the money. I will not. If I had more money to bet against it, I would. Unfortunately, I need to keep putting the show out. Maybe we will bet against SpaceX live on the show, Alex. When it comes out on Friday. Not a lot. I'll bet $1,000. I'll put $1,000 against it. That'll be a fun little thing we can do. Yeah, guys, I'm just it's just a fun world. It's a fun world where a few guys get to become billionaires, and it's important. One thing that's really important to remember is that a lot of guys that are billionaires are actually victims. A lot of guys that have $1 billion or more, they came from humble beginnings, and you should actually feel bad for the billionaires because sometimes they have to pay taxes. Sometimes the guys, and you know what? You should especially feel bad for Mr. Beast. Guys, Mr. Beast has negative money. It's really sad. I'm really sad. I feel really bad for Mr. Beast. Guys, we should all give money to Mr. Beast. That's basically what he's... Mr. Beast, you guys, I feel bad. He has negative money. I have money. I have more money in my bank account than Mr. Beast. Apparently, Mr. Beast has negative money. What a sinister lie. What a sinister lie. Mr. Beast has negative money. Mr. Beast, you do not have negative money. Okay? You do not have... And he goes, yeah, but you're talking about, sure, I'm a billionaire, but that's my net worth. And? Yeah, but you're talking about my net worth. Yes, Mr. Beast, we are talking about your net worth, you fucking retard. I actually have negative cash. Jesus Christ. And people are that stupid that they'll eat it up. People are so stupid that they'll give Mr. Beast money and they'll buy SpaceX stock as soon as they're able to. And then they'll vote for Suzanne Collins. Okay? What I need you to do, I need you to wake up. I need you to vote for Graham Platner. Short SpaceX on IPO day. Bet against it. And I need you to stop. I need you to unsubscribe from Mr. Beast and subscribe to Sean Show. It's not enough to subscribe to my show, guys. I need you to also unsubscribe from I need you to block Mr. Beast. Honestly, if there's one thing that you can take away from this show, I don't even care if you subscribe to my show. I genuinely don't. Go block Mr. Beast. Okay? If Mr. Beast truly has negative money, then this is a great day. So there's hope. There's a glimmer of hope out there, guys. Graham Platner won, and I know that I'm very negative sometimes on the show, but if there's anything you can take away from the show today is that there's a little sliver of hope, which is that Maine elected the right war criminal. Maine elected the better of the two war criminals, and we should all be very grateful. You guys, what else do we have, Alex? We got what do we miss?
Alex Karp interview.
We got an Alex Karp interview. Guys, give it up for Palantir. Palantir's down today. 0.4%. Not 4, unfortunately. Yeah, we got an Alex Karp interview.
The Epstein Files book.
There's a new book about the Epstein Files.
Sports betting prediction, sports trading. Sorry,
we got updates on Kalshi and Poly Market that we didn't get to, guys. And so yeah, these prediction platforms are casinos, but they don't want to be regulated as casinos. Lots to get to, you guys. Yeah, we gotta wrap the show. We're gonna talk about all that stuff. Alex Karp interview, Jeffrey Epstein's I was going to say Jeffrey Epstein's book. Jeffrey Epstein's new book. And then Polymarket and Kalshi are basically casinos now, but they don't want to be regulated as casinos. Very interesting stuff. All of the worst guys we didn't get to. So we're going to continue our coverage on Patreon, patreon.com/Sean Show. You get an extra episode every single week for just $5 a month, which is the price of your integrity also, apparently. No, $5 a month, extra hour every single week. It's a pretty good deal, I think. So please go check out the Patreon, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for being a listener to the show. Please review the show on Spotify, like the show on YouTube. Give me a little comment and tell me what your favorite Graham Platner war story is. How about that? We love Graham. And we're gonna keep the show rolling on the Patreon, guys. I hope you have a great week. I know we're all over the place today, but that's our show, guys. Thank you so much for being a listener. We are gonna continue on Patreon. Thank you, Alex, for being a wonderful producer.
Thank you.
And thank you to my tens of fans. And I'm very grateful for you guys. So we will see you in the next one and have a great week. Bye.